You can ignore 90% of what you hear about investing and still be financially free and financially successful for the rest of your life. Today, we'll be going into exactly why this is the case and exactly how you can implement it into your own life. So stay tuned for more. Hi, my name's James Corsier and welcome to the Money Paradox podcast, where we're all about helping you become financially free so that you can focus on what you really want from life. Today's video is all about ignoring almost all of what you hear about investing. That's right, you heard me correctly. You can scrap pretty much most of what you hear on the topic. Why? Because most of it is just not relevant and not important for you becoming financially free and financially successful. Why do I know that? Because I've seen this in my own life and many others around me. But first, let me tell you a story. For many years, I was super into rock climbing. It was a passion of mine. I ate, slept, and kind of breathed rock climbing. I climbed kind of 5-6 times a week. I climbed all over the UK and in many other countries. I was really into it. And a lot of my friends, all we would talk about is rock climbing. And we use all this terminology and jargon. How did you get past the crux? And what was the arete like? And how did you dyno to that next move? And anyone outside of that space would have no idea what we're talking about. Now the question is, did I need to know all of that jargon and all of that terminology to be good at rock climbing? No. I talked about all of that stuff and got super into it because I enjoyed it. I was passionate about it. I enjoyed the topic itself. Now, did it get me results? Yes. But were those results marginal? Yes, as well. All of the various bits and bobs that I learned did get me further improvements in rock climbing, but I was already at a very high level and it was just taking me that little step further. Did I need all of that stuff to do well, to have a very good foundation in climbing? No. And it's the same for many other subjects. So really, at the core of what I'm saying is all of that terminology and jargon that people talk about in any subject is only really needed for the aficionados, those that are really into the detail and not just the results itself. I'll give you another story. I am into going to the gym. I love the results I get. It's a really effective way of building strength. In a very short period of time in my week, I can go to the gym and get great results in my body. That's why I love going there. I don't like going to the gym because I enjoy talking to people about the gym and getting really into all of the various techniques and styles you can do and drop setting and supersetting and reverse pyramids, right? Which is a lot of the stuff that you can see and get into if you start reading all of those websites and magazines that go deep into the subject of the gym. Now, even though I don't know all of that precise terminology in the area of the gym, I get great results. Why? Because I focus on the fundamentals. I look at the things that really make the difference and I make sure I follow those when I go. In addition, I have people around me or people I follow that I know are really good in that space. And so I trust that if I follow what these guys are saying, I will get results too. And that is the case. Do I spend the time getting into all the detail? No, because really, do I want those marginal returns? It's not an interest for me. I'm getting already 90% of the benefit from just 10% of what I could learn in this area. So can you see, guys, there's two totally different examples, areas in my life that are really important to me. I want to get results from, but how I approach them and what I learn in those areas, very different. In the climbing space, I love the topic. I'm getting super into the detail because I enjoy learning it and talking about it. With the gym, I'm focused on results, and that's what I get. And I don't spend much time in the gym nor talking about the topic. So let me ask you, can you think of areas in your own life that fits in story 1 or to story 2? What about the subject of money? Is it like story 1 or story 2 for you? Or maybe a third story where you've tried to understand it, make sense of it, and you just get lost in the detail? Well, that third example is very common for people, and I hear this time and time again. So guys, if you don't take anything from this video, take this. If you want the results in the subject of finances and investing, forget about most of what is out there. Cut through it all and look for the fundamentals. What is just the 10% of all of those words that are important to learn and understand? And who are those people around you that you believe in, that you respect, that you have good integrity and understand this subject well, so that from learning from those people, you can adopt that in your own life and get similar results. By doing that, you're going to get almost all of the results with a fraction of the effort. And what's funny is, for most people, trying to learn all the detail is actually counterproductive. It works against you. Why? Because it's overwhelming. There's all that detail and you don't know the background. You go to learn one word, you read up the definition or the explanation, and in that explanation there's another 3 words that you don't understand. Then you've got to go looking for the answers to what those mean, and then all of a sudden there's more information that you don't understand and get. Before you know it, you're an hour in and you still don't understand the original term you were trying to learn. Sound familiar? Yes, that is super common for so many people. So guys, I highly recommend avoid those rabbit holes and go back to what is really important. And there's a lot of people out there, plenty of people just like me, who talk about this subject without all of that terminology. And if you are finding people or articles or spaces on the internet that are using all of this complex language, run a mile. It's not needed. And it's certainly not needed for you in terms of where you're going at the moment. If people can't explain areas within finance or investing in simple language, I question whether they actually know the subject, because it takes a true level of understanding to be able to take something complex and explain it simply. I don't always do it well, but I certainly strive to do that, and you should too. So what I would encourage you to really focus on going forward is really think, what are those fundamental terms? What are those really core concepts? Well, I'll be bringing out videos on this particular topic, but let me give you some examples. 1, net wealth, or your net asset position. That's effectively all of the assets, all of the things that you own that are worth money, subtracting all of the things that you owe, any debts, obligations. And you take the positive number, you subtract the minus number, and that leaves you with one number. And that is your net wealth position or net asset position. This allows you to understand how your net wealth position is now and how it changes over time. One good example. 2, inflation. You might kind of understand it, but this is a really important term to really understand it. What does inflation mean and how does it impact you, your investments, your income? Yeah, really get under the skin of that particular term. And then lastly, a third one to encourage you to kind of do some work on, and that is compounding. This is a term that I would say almost all don't get. And guys, if you can kind of master any area, this is one of the most powerful. If you get this term, you are going to smash it. If you get compounding and you can apply this to your own life, I guarantee you will get incredible financial results. So go out, and if you don't get this term, go out and research this term. And if you aren't sure, I've got other videos on this particular topic and I'll link to it in the show notes. So there you have it, guys. There are 3 important fundamental terms to focus on. And then, well, what are complex terms? Well, for example, alpha funds or alpha returns. 2, PB ratios. 3, an R2. People come up with all of this language and technical terms and terminology. And to be honest, part of the reason for it is to actually make the topic sound more complicated than it is. Because if they do that, some think that means that they sound more important, more intelligent, and that you will need their advice more, because without them, you're not going to be able to make sense of this really complicated area. But guys, in summary, the subject of finance and investing is simple. To become financially free and financially successful is simple. You can understand this area in a simple, easy to understand way with very few terms understood. And there's very few you really need to understand. All of the other jargon, forget about it and run a mile from anywhere where they go into that kind of work. Guys, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please do comment and let me know with a like. And if you'd like to find out my future videos each week, feel free to subscribe to find out as soon as they come through. That's all from me. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.